Welcome to Action 14. I'm Mike Briggs. We're going to be bringing you information from the city, from the school, and from the arts. I start out with the city, with the mayor here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's always a pleasure to be on TV 14 with our viewing audience.
We gave them a lot of information last month about all the things being built, etc., but we still have things on the list that are being
That's
built.
true, yeah.
Some things have been added.
It's been added, and we got a busy summer ahead of us.
Oh, goodness, yes. Yes, one of the items I should bring up that it looks like west of Walmart, those apartments look like they're coming along very nicely.
They're coming along very well. The Vanguard development is all condos. I was asked to set aside sometime late August for a ribbon cutting.
Okay.
They haven't picked a date yet. I think it depends on how their progress is going, but it should, the way it's moving along, phase one looks excellent, should be done and ready. I don't know how soon they'll have tenants in. Phase two, they've already started, so that's exciting, and depending on how quick things take off, they could actually get into phase three this year.
Okay. Well, I want to also bring up some items that I saw in the paper, and it's great to see that the Lock building is in full swing and they're ready to name. They've given us the name of the hotel.
Henry Christopher Hotel, aren't too many around to remember that since it was over 100 years, but that was quite a, I think, decision by them to go back into the history of the city and some of the founding fathers and what that meant in the early days of the city. And it's going to be well respected, and I think that the finished product will certainly be something to talk about.
I think it will enhance downtown Plymouth.
Oh, there's businesses who are already downtown and they have come to the city. We've got inquiries about revolving loans that are used for both business and residential to help fix up properties and improve them. So that's exciting because everybody wants to be part of the process, and it's an opportunity to, I think, enhance downtown like never before.
And enhancing downtown, we should talk probably about how it all happens, because you use something called a tax incentive district, and this is tax incentive district number 8 that's going to be part of downtown Plymouth.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think we should tell our viewing audience, what is a tax incentive district?
It's hard to understand, but in the simplest terms, what happens is a property, several properties, we all get property tax bills, and January 1st every year, the value is set. Since we're not to January 1st yet, the value set right now is of January 1st, 25. Having said that, that's called a base. And any increased assessment, whether it's your house or my house or buildings downtown, there's always a reassessment that occurs because of market conditions and sales and things like that. So any increment from that base that's established, and that's where, if you look at the hotel right now, the Lock Block Corner, there's not much assessment there.
Right.
It's pretty terrible. But the increment that it grows to, and the estimate is someplace around $6 to $7 million. So it's quite a substantial increase. Any taxes that are levied on that assessment during the life of the tax incentive district goes into paying for all of the infrastructure that is part of the project.
Okay.
So the parking lot, for instance, the sidewalk improvements, the street, the sewer laterals, the electrical cables, all that sort of thing will be paid out of that increment and not fall on utility ratepayers, which of course we own the utilities, or we don't pay it ourselves, and that increment continues to pay for those improvements for the life of the tax incentive district. The tax incentive district is created to last 22 years. It can be extended for 27 years. So over the life of that time, the original assessed value as of January 1st still goes to the city. It still goes to the school district. It still goes to the county. It goes to Lakeshore College. It's the increment that goes to pay for the infrastructure. And that's an important element of tax incentive districts because we can use that to, for various purposes. In one of the projects that could be done, at least partially, would be the Collins Street Bridge over the Mullet River. So there could be funds spent for that. Included in the district, and it's a rehabilitation district, meaning it's not quite blighted, but it's close to being blighted. We also included in that the old Lown Lumber Yard property, as well as we included the old Plymouth Utility property. So those can now have tax incentive payments for a developer to come in and potentially redevelop those properties into more productive buildings, businesses, what have you, even housing, if that's what would go in there. And we've got inquiries on all of those for potential improvements. So the demolition of that, plus then the incentive to rebuild on those particular sites.
And so right now, we'll use the word TID now, standing for Tax Incentive District. The TID 8 that is right now set at around $4 million.
Well, we have the 4 million is the planned improvements that we have to be completed within the TID district. Because you establish boundaries and then you're restricted to making improvements within those boundaries. And right now, all of those assigned projects have been engineered, estimated to cost about $4 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll pay for it from the hotel taxes that are generated over time, which is pretty significant.
Oh yeah, it's going to be, regardless of how you state it, it's going to be a significantly crazy year and a half.
It will be, and the Common Council is June 24th. I think I've got that date right.
Yes.
Is the council to approve that final adoption of the TID District number 8, and then I think it's July 9th, if I remember right, at 9 o'clock, there's a joint review board, and that joint review board has then the final approval process of what the council passed and is presented to the joint review board. So it's a step process. The 4 taxing districts, Lakeshore College, Plymouth School District, City of Plymouth, and Sheboygan County all have one vote for approving or not approving that. And then there's a 5th member that's appointed at large, and the mayor appoints that person as a citizen person. So there's 5 members on the Joint Review Board
Okay.
to give the final nod of approval to go ahead. And then from that point, we then go out and we issue bonds and so on to start the construction process and paying for that. So we'll be including that as part of our bond offering. I think it's someplace around 7 million
Okay.
that we'll be putting out on the bond market. We have no short-term debt in the city now, and if we don't borrow 1 penny on anything, the city will be debt-free in 3 years.
Okay.
So that's pretty.
That's always good news.
That's pretty historic. There aren't too many cities in Wisconsin, let alone the U.S., that can say they're close to debt-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, part of it is that there's so much building going on. If you just talk cheese, every one of the cheese companies in the Plymouth area are adding on somewhere.
Exactly. That's a very good point.
Isn't that crazy?
4 major ones, and all 4 are adding. You're exactly right. And it's all manufacturing, which is tremendous. That means that they're innovating, they're growing. We heard Johnsonville is adding employees. I would say this will add employees too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will eventually. Now, it may take another year.
Yeah.
But
for sure, because construction is going to take a year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that doesn't include what's going on with the announcement by Sargento on their new facility, corner of 57 and PP, which, that'll be year and a half, 2 years.
Yes.
But that certainly is down the road and will add significantly to the community and workers that we need.
Right. And you put that along with the building of the different housing that is going to be continuing
We have,
east of Plymouth High School, et cetera.
right. I was with the governor today, and we got the state blessing on a over $3 million loan for that project. It really is exciting to see state government, county government, city government, and private industry come together and foster a home ownership program
Right.
for for new homeowners and existing homeowners that are going to be coming into the community. And of course, when you have home ownership, you have children. Children go to school.
Right.
So we're going to reap some benefits for this down the road, and we're happy to be part of that growth.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy couple of years.
Oh,
But I think good crazy.
good crazy. Yeah, it's a nice problem to have, and it's not excessive. They're different companies with different programs, with different levels of housing. It's very exciting to see all of those areas covered, and you still have individual building and home ownership going on outside of these programs. So it's exciting to be part of that. It took 4 or 5 years of planning to get here. Knock on wood, I think COVID helped us because it slowed things down. Without the closing of tax incentive district number 4, we would not have the 2.5 million to put into the fund to create the revolving program that we have. So circumstances worked out well. We extended tax incentive district number 4, and we're going to be reaping the benefits now for the next probably 10 years.
Yes, it's going to be great. Can you give me an update? The beacon crossing by Piggly Wiggly, that's been in the plan for a couple of years now.
And I am happy to say that we're at the middle of June. It's going to be started the middle of June of this year, and it'll take a while to finish because they got to tear out road, they got to lay in cable and do all sorts of things. The engineering of that is what really delayed it. It's just not as simple, stick a pole in and,
Yeah.
hook a wire to it. Regulations got in the way of, I think, some of the simple things in life, but you got to deal with it. So we're hoping that that'll be finished between the middle of June and of course school starting. Labor
Yep.
Day is the focus. So we're hoping that that'll get in before the school term starts.
And there's some some road work being done right now near downtown Plymouth.
The Collins Street project is certainly closing that off completely. For some of the residents along there, it's a little inconvenient as road construction seems to always have inconvenience, but that will be going on all summer. Complete sewer water lateral,
Yep.
curb and gutter, the whole 9 yards. And that's our $1 million project for this year. Some homeowners, it's an older part of town.
Yes.
Some homeowners are taking advantage of another city loan program for acquiring city funds that have to be repaid, but not until they dispose of the property, for sewer water improvements, lead removal, which is the big thing.
Right.
And that helps our lead program in the city, which has been years in the making now and will continue for probably another 5 or 6 years until we get all of the lead laterals out of the roadway. But that's a continued project, one that we're very proud of. We were a leader in that in the state. Go out there, get the job done, not waiting for the state to come along and exercise
Right.
their heavy hand. But we did the right thing and we're getting the job done.
Yeah. And another item on the list that is going forward is the Nut Ski Hill.
Oh, my.
They're starting to take trees down now.
I was up there just the other day and they have trees stacked along the edge. That is definitely moving ahead at a fast pace here. I think we'll have the graders in there
Yeah.
pretty quick, and that'll start taking shape this fall yet. So we're hoping, and there too, we have some infrastructure that we have to put in to help out with the homeowners on the bottom of the hill. We don't want to create a worse problem than they've already experienced in the past. With the new activity
Yeah.
up there, we want to be proactive and do the right thing. While you're moving dirt, you might as well put in some improvements.
And it is so blessing that the Nut Hill folks have collected virtually the entire amount of money needed to complete this project.
They're always accepting additional donations.
But they've done very well.
But they've done very, very well, and the goal was to get to the completed 2-point-some million before they start. And you're right, I think they're almost there.
Yeah.
It's nice to go over and have a little cushion. So I certainly hope people, participate in that and help out, because it'll be another renewed attraction, but one that for 8-9 years, the ski hill has been empty.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of activity up there. And of course, that road going up there hasn't been worked on, I think, since Christopher Columbus landed. It's pretty rough shape, and that's one of those things that we definitely have to make improvements on.
It'll have to go on the list.
Yeah, it'll get on the to-do list because safety first is important.
Yeah, it's going to be And you take that, and now also next year, we now have the dam project.
Yep.
So it's going to be a wild,
You know, there's a lot of dust that's going to be generated downtown. Some of this, kind of got delayed because of different circumstances, but it's going to be exciting to see. I went out to the marsh just last week to see how that is now coming back, and there's grass growing, and it really looks nice. We have the same design for the Mill Pond Dam. That's exciting. There won't be a fountain in there this year, unfortunately, but that's because the plan was to draw it down, and quite honestly, things got delayed 6 months. So, but the bids are out. The completion of the engineering is getting state approval as we talk. All that takes time, and it's a huge project. There's no doubt about it. But we're looking in good shape to have that finished and soon fill it back up.
Yep. Let's wrap things up a bit, but we want to talk about, before we do, the ad hoc library committee update. You're on that committee for the Plymouth Public Library.
Correct. The mayor appoints all ad hoc committees, and he's the chair of those committees. We've had 2 meetings already. We have another one scheduled early July. We put forth a specifications for ideas for, shall we say, what would you do with this space? Give us your best effort, and of course, you pay for that. But we have like 4 or 5 firms that have already expressed interest. We'll be touring the library to see, filming what they have, what they don't have. The different groups have worked on other libraries in other communities. They've taken the study that was already finished a year ago, and they're looking at, okay, what are the needs? What are you looking for? And how can we best accommodate that in the renovated library and improved library? So we're looking very much forward to it coming forward. Probably, if we say by the end of the year, because we get 1 meeting a month, and then of course the turnaround, like the RFP that has to come back, they need 45, 60 days to work on that and present their ideas. Then it goes through design and engineering, and so there's a lot of things into it, but we're hoping that we have something to present by the end of the year. So that will continue to move forward into 26, and then it becomes a budget item, and we go from there.
Yeah, the budget item could be the difficult part.
It is. We've put ourselves in a good position with cap room for borrowing funds. It's my understanding that the city has never borrowed money for the library, which doesn't mean it can't be. It's just that how do you pay for that borrowed money?
Right.
And so we're working with consultants to see how we can generate some dollars to facilitate that. But as a public entity and basically a required public library local, we want to support that and find a way to enhance it and make it welcoming and a place for people to continue to use.
Yep, I'm going to wrap things up by saying have fun on another walk. You'll be walking down the Cheese Capital Festival, I'm sure.
I definitely will. I picked up my T-shirt today.
Okay.
So I'll be decked out in that nice, beautiful, bright orange. I just love it.
Yeah. But it's a third,
Third one?
Yeah.
Yep, third annual, and
that is the 27th and 28th of June.
Yep, 2-day thing, music, entertainment,
And
food.
what I can't wrap my head around is how we made a connection with Road America.
That is the surprise this year.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. on Friday.
We'll have the touring cars.
There'll be race cars coming through the Mill Street and then
Yep.
turning and parking for a bit.
Yep, they're gonna park along the street and people can, get up close and personal.
Yeah.
A little different than when we had the trailer haulers a few years ago. We're working to get that back again someday
Okay.
too. But it'll be a good spectacle and an opportunity for people to have a chance to get up close and don't touch. You're not supposed to touch them, but it'll be an opportunity to get that firsthand experience and talk to some of the drivers, see the equipment, and kind of try to understand the mechanics of operating some of those race cars.
I just think it's unbelievably fantastic that Plymouth and Road America are working together on
That's
a
right.
parade.
That's right, and
And then, of
it's
course,
so
you get-
natural.
This happens at 6 p.m. on Friday, and then the next morning at 10 a.m., you'll be walking the streets handing out cheese.
Absolutely, have to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And then also mark your calendars for July 12th. That's the Mill Street Festival.
Correct. Yep.
That's when we'll have downtown will be closed. There'll be music at 4 different locations and all sorts of things you might want to buy.
Both events will probably increase the city population by 4,000 or 5,000. My prediction.
Might double the population of Plymouth for
That could be
a
too.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly want to thank you
You're
for being
welcome.
on here. We've given a lot of information. We have nothing but great things coming to Plymouth in the next couple of years. So
It's going to be an exciting time and an opportunity to really be part of the community. And
Yeah.
we welcome comments to the council. Anytime people want to tell us what's on their mind, by all means, show up at a council meeting and sign in, and the mayor will call on you.
sure. So I want to tell everybody that the council meetings are the second and last Tuesday of every month, starting at 7 p.m. in beautiful downtown Plymouth.
There you go.
Yes, the
Thank
cheese
you.
capital of the
Cheese
world.
capital of the world. I told the governor that 4 times today, and he said, "That's number 4, Mayor."
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you for being on.
Thank you.
When we
Pleasure.
come back, we'll be talking about some music, some things with the arts, and also about some special things happening in the Plymouth School District. Stay right with us. You're watching Action 14. Welcome back to Action 14. As promised, we're going to talk about the arts. Donna, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much for having
We're
me.
celebrating over 30 years of an arts center in Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Yes, 32 years.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yes, and I've told the story so many times about what it used to be, car dealership, et cetera, et cetera. And you've worked on it, changed it a few times, but the Arts Center is here to stay.
I hope so.
Oh, it's beautiful.
We love it, and the community loves it.
Yes, and about the community, we've got things coming up that are happening all summer.
We have a lot of music this summer,
Yeah,
and starting with Mill Street Live.
Yes.
June 20th through August 1st. We
Now
have
what-
9 shows.
9 shows, 2, and for the 2 are not on Friday night.
2 are on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah,
Right.
so that makes the change. So yeah, every Friday starting June 20th.
Right.
Every Friday all the way to July 18th, and then on Sunday a matinee
Yes.
for the first time.
July 20. Actually, we did try a matinee last year, and it worked out so well. We thought,
Oh.
let's the kids wanted to do it again, and we said it was fine with us. If they were all willing, we would try that again.
Yeah, we've got so many different things when you do this because it's going to be running Friday nights to August 1st.
Yes.
And so you can pick out one of the 7 Friday nights or one of the 2 matinees.
Or come to several.
Well, and I think that's what we should talk about because this is a 90-minute program generally, and it's music from all the decades. And I put Mill Street Live just like it would a stage production because you can go to a stage production. If you went to New York City to a stage production and you went one night, took a break, went another night, it changes.
It does.
The audience can change what's happening or the feel.
It does. Yeah. I went to every show last year, and every one of them was different.
Yes.
But, you know, I mean, you're right. The audience really kind of makes the show change.
Yeah.
And, you know, the kids react to the audience, and, you know, it's just fantastic all the way around.
It's a 90-minute program generally, and we're talking everything from selections, choreography, showmanship, and the cast is unbelievable. There's ages 16 and up.
Yes. 100% Plymouth kids this year.
That is the first time
Yes.
ever.
First time
This
ever.
is Plymouth.
Yes.
This
it's
is
Plymouth show.
And it's just unbelievable that we can do that this year.
We had a last-minute change in the cast and brought in another Plymouth kid, so 100% Plymouth, which is really cool.
The cost in advance is $18.
Very reasonable.
Oh, when you think about the entertainment that you're going to get for an hour and a half, unbelievable.
I think they're doing at least 75 songs, so it probably will be more than 90 minutes. So you're going to get your money's worth, and you're going to be so highly entertained.
Yeah, get it ahead of time. You save $2 getting it ahead of time. Otherwise, it's $20 at the door. And but you want to have a ticket so you know when you get there, you've got a place. And
That's
it's
right.
all going to be happening.
Absolutely. We will sell tickets at the door, but if we're full, you know, that's the risk that you're going to take.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But plan ahead for a Friday night to say, let's go have some fun.
Yes.
Let's go get entertained.
And tequila shots are back.
Oh,
so.
no.
So they're doing one song, you know, that's,
I get
we
it.
bring the tequila shots
I
up.
understand. I understand
And,
that
so
song.
bring your dollar bills because we don't really have change. So.
Yeah. But that's happening every Friday night for the summer to August 1st.
Yes.
We have other things happening that are coming, and the big one might be that we have Alive in the Arts.
Alive in the Arts is on the wall until August 1st, so it's a beautiful show, so we hope that you can stop down and take a look at it and maybe even buy a piece.
Yes, what this is all about, it's Wisconsin completely, Wisconsin artists. And there's 85 pieces,
Yes.
brand new, meaning they aren't ones from last year.
They can't be in the show, you know, unless they have never been in the art gallery.
Yeah,
so.
and so it's 85 different pieces on the wall or on the shelves, all for you to come and see. And the neat part about that is completely free.
Yes.
You know, and so what you do, you plan ahead. You go down and give me your hours again, if you would.
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 o'clock, and then Saturday and Sunday, noon to 3.
Yep.
So we're there 6 days a week.
And go down when you can buy your ticket there. Yes, you can call them. I'll get you a number here in a second. You can certainly call them, but I would say get your ticket there because you've got 85 pieces to see on the wall, on the shelves.
And then we have our gift shop too, which
Isn't that
keeps
special?
changing. Cindy Hayes, our executive assistant, has done a fantastic job of, you know, putting new work in there. She's contacted new artists, and so we have a variety that gets, you know, keeps changing.
Yeah, and it's also local artists.
Yes.
So you're purchasing something for your wall, for your shelves that is Plymouth. You know?
Yes.
Just like you have all of your people on the stage are from, all the kids on stage are from Plymouth, all of the art in there is Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin, yes.
Yeah, that's what makes it so special.
It is.
Yes,
And we're very proud of all of them.
The other item coming up is that we have the kids from Wisconsin coming in.
Yes, speaking of Wisconsin, another great troop.
This is a group that is 57 years old.
Yes.
For 57 years, students from Wisconsin are chosen to perform for the kids of Wisconsin. They play all over the state.
They do.
And then always at the state fair.
Yes, and actually they kind of venture out into the Midwest a little
Yeah.
bit too during the season.
And so that's coming up on July 13th.
And it's a Sunday afternoon this year.
Yeah, that's the
so-
first time ever
Yes.
that you're
Yes.
trying an afternoon one, and I
Right.
think it'll be great. A Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. at the Arts Center.
No, it's at the Plymouth High School.
I'm sorry, at the Plymouth High School. It's at the Plymouth High School in the auditorium.
Yes.
And the thing reason I wanted to mention this is that the tickets you get are assigned seats.
Yes.
It's not get here early, you're going to sit in the front row. No, that's not it. Buy your ticket early, you may
Yes.
be able to sit in the front row.
And we have plenty of tickets right now, but they're going
Well,
pretty good.
it's been very popular for you.
Yes.
Obviously, they don't come to Plymouth for free.
No.
But at the same time, it's a good item for Plymouth. And again, you're seeing kids that range from 14 to 20?
I would say maybe like 16, 17 through 20, 21.
Okay. And so these are kids one step possibly older and more experienced than what you have on stage on Friday nights.
Yes.
But again, more music. This time it's going to be held in the auditorium. And the tickets, again, make sure that you get your ticket early because it's assigned seating.
Yes.
And tickets are $23, and that's tax included. And when you think about a troupe that has over 30 venues throughout the summer and play the state fair, you're getting an experienced crew.
Yes. It's always a really great show. People walk out of there and they just are so proud of their kids from Wisconsin.
You're marking that on your calendar for Sunday, July 13th
At 3 o'clock.
at 3 o'clock. The first time on a Sunday, the first time at 3 p.m.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll hope it's going to work.
We hope so.
Well, I think it should. You have your Sunday meal and then come on up.
I appreciate your confidence. So we never know, it depends
you
on the
don't.
weather, and if it's a beautiful day, maybe people will be gardening or,
But it's the kids from Wisconsin.
it's
It
the
is-
kids from Wisconsin.
They play all over the state and sometimes out of state. They've played in Carnegie Hall, I think. I saw on a note that they play all over and they are fantastic. You will certainly get your $23 worth of entertainment.
Absolutely.
Now, the last thing I'm going to bring up is what I just enjoy every year. I'm not going to tell people again that they have to come down at 4 o'clock, but I would. Because you will have 11 fantastic bands
Yes. we do.
playing on Friday, August 8th.
Yes.
The Cheese Capital Jazz and Blues Crawl.
Our 21st year.
Wow.
Yes. It's
That's
amazing.
unbelievable. Now, this is what you do. You can get them now. Get yourself an armband. Yes, get yourself an armband because for $10, not only is that a great donation for this entertainment of 11 different bands playing in and all around Plymouth, but at the same time, there'll be a trolley that starts up from 6:30 to 10:30 to take you to all of them. If you have your armband, you just get on the trolley and they'll take you wherever they're playing.
It's an easy walk, and if it's a beautiful evening, which we are hoping for, you might want to walk, but if you want to get there quicker, then hop on the trolley, and we're asking people to purchase the wristband simply as a donation.
And they're available now. That's
yeah.
the thing you should know. They are
Yeah.
now available
At all the venues.
at
too.
all the venues, and we'll be mentioning all the venues here in just a second, but all the venues will have you can buy them right now. And I would advise you to, because you want to make sure that you're on the trolley. It might be a nice walk, but you know, a bit further than some days you want
Yes.
to go.
You know, the furthest Turner Hall, Antonio's, so you might want to
From the
hop on
Arts,
the trolley.
you always start at the Arts Center because, for two reasons. Great food will be there starting at 4:30.
Yes, Piccadilly will be there from Generations, so
Yep.
Dave is cooking up a fantastic menu again, and I think jambalaya is on the menu.
In the courtyard, starting at 4:30, is Gypsy Swing Chicks.
Yes,
That's starting at 4:30, and they'll be playing till 6 p.m. out in the courtyard. Inside, in the great room, is the Chalk Down Trio,
yes,
and they also starting at 4:30.
yes, and we've had them before, but not for a few years. And Andrew Wilson from Plymouth is in that band, so you know, come out and see Andrew.
That's how it all starts out, with the first two bands, one in the courtyard and one inside. And then when you're inside, you're going to see many, many items that you can put a price on.
Oh, we have a beautiful silent auction coming up.
Yes.
And this year, something a little different. We're going to do online bidding.
Oh.
We're going to have that available a little bit earlier than the Jazz Crawl, maybe a week or two, so people can take a look and they can start bidding. And then you'll be able to bid throughout the evening on your phone. Or if you just want to bid at the Art Center, we'll have someone there that can help you, you know, guide you through that process. But we think it's going to be great.
Yeah,
so we're
it's
gonna-
something to try.
Something new.
And then, of course, at the Arts Center in the courtyard, after 6 o'clock, you've got Kate Voss and the Hot Sauce. Inside, you have Janice and Joe Quartet.
Yes.
And so that's all happening at the Arts Center starting at 4:30. You have your meal during outside, and then come in and listen to the music inside and put a few prices on things.
Sure.
Go back out and enjoy some more music outside if you wish.
We will have a brand new art show that opens that evening as well. The Wisconsin Watercolor Society has their show there, and it will be going on. But remember that the big party for the artists, you know, and the reception is the following Friday.
Right.
So we're busy right through August 15th.
Now, if you walk across the street, the Plank Road Distillery will be they have a band from 6:30 to 9:30, and that's Jimmy Ray and the Hipsters.
Yes.
That'll be playing at the Plank Road Distillery, which is just across the street, and that'll be a nice time.
Yes, usually in the back of the building,
Yep.
There'll be a tent set up for the band.
That's what it
and,
was
you know,
last time.
Picnic tables and, you know, all the fantastic drinks you'll ever want are right there at the Plank Road Distillery.
And then the Moxie Cafe and Catering has a group.
Yes, Fabian Quaymar will be there as a duo. And folks will remember Fabian from our recent Radio Rosie's show. Fabian played the piano, and
Yeah.
he's a fabulous singer, so come out and see Fabian.
And that's happening at the Moxie. And then Turner Hall, that's what's really neat, because there's always an orchestra. Now you can have an orchestra.
Yes.
And so at Turner Hall, you got Paul Sukerman's Doghouse Big Band.
Oh, yeah. So bring your dancing shoes.
Yep,
and
and that'll be that runs a little later. That's from 8:30 to 11:30.
Yes.
But Turner Hall, you'll have a great time. There will be a dance floor area.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then let's go to Big Billy's Bar and Grill. That's also right across from the Arts Center, nearly.
Yes.
Right across from the Arts Center. And Big Billy's, he's got Sue Russell on the standard issue.
Yes. And Sue and her band, she features, excuse me, Jeff Stoll. And
Okay.
he's
Yeah.
related to all the Stolls that
Yeah.
are living in
That's Plymouth.
So come and see, you know, Jeff.
And then we go down, let's go to Antonio's, because Antonio's has a G-Force band.
Yes.
They're playing from 8 till 11.
That's a pretty rock and blues band. So members of the Blue Olives are in that
Oh,
band. So
Okay.
it's not the full Blue Olive band, but you know, you'll see quite a few people that you'll recognize from the Blue Olives.
And on the way there, you'll go by the Plymouth Tap, and you've got Robert Allen in the junior band.
Yes, he's really great. He had the whole place rocking the last time he was there. So.
And those run late. Those will run till 11:30ish.
Yes.
Okay, and then lastly, Wild Shots Pub and Grill. Wild Shots will be from 9 until midnight.
Yes.
So that's a little tougher on me.
Yeah.
But 9 until midnight, Wild Shots will have what, Johnny T. Bird?
Yes, Johnny T. Bird will be there, Johnny Newberger, and again, another hard-rocking blues band. So, you know, we kind of mixed it up. We have some smooth jazz, we have swing jazz, you know, with all the standards, and then, of course, the blues.
Yeah.
You know, we have a sprinkling of the blues.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yes. And so mark your calendars now. That's what's going to be happening on August 8th. All happening down at the
Yes.
Arts Center. I wish you the best of luck, and thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you,
You've
Mike.
got a busy summer.
We do. Like I said, we have, you know, a ton of music this summer again, which is typically what our summers look like. But, you know, do come and, you know, see us for our fine arts.
Right.
You know, we just have a wonderful program, and our education program is thriving. Liz Higgins is doing a fantastic job of scheduling all kinds of classes, so
Okay.
come and check it out.
Be part of the arts. Thank you again for being on.
Thank you, Mike.
When we come back, we'll be talking to the schools and find out a few things happening here in the Plymouth School District. Stay right with us. You're watching Action 14. Welcome back to Action 14. As promised, we're going to be talking about the schools. I got Dina Budrecki. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have a lot going on right now. I should tell everybody that summer school has started.
Summer school has started. Today was the second day, and definitely a lot of the kinks were worked out. It was really great. This year we had all of our principals here this week. So it was nice that kids could definitely find somebody with a familiar face, because their teachers don't necessarily teach summer school, and just getting everybody to find their classes and the pathways throughout their day.
It's the first time in decades
Yes.
that we have had very young children, 4 and 5-year-olds, in the hallway at Plymouth High School.
Yes, so that has definitely been a change, but it's really worked out smooth. They're all in one hallway,
Yeah.
And they don't do as much moving around as the other kids, so they're in the same room the whole time. But it's definitely been nice to have everybody in one spot. For families, it's one drop-off. For the buses, it's one location. It just seems to be a little bit more seamless in that manner.
The reason we have the young ones here, they normally would be at Horizon, but Horizon's going through an update.
Yes, so Horizon, if you've driven by in actually since the last day of school, you've probably noticed some construction. Horizon was the only building in our district that didn't have a safe entryway. And by safe entryway, we mean that for visitors to come in, how it was for the last 30 years, a visitor could get buzzed in, but they could walk directly into the building. This way, all of the other buildings have the situation where when you walk in, you get buzzed in, but you have to go into the office first to check in. So it's a safety guard. It comes down to making sure that nobody can enter the building without going into the office first.
And can be seen by the office staff before they
Yes.
even enter the office.
Exactly.
So it's a safety thing. I
It is.
understand it.
Unfortunately, we live in a time that we have to make sure that we do all that we can to make sure that our students are safe when they're at school.
Well, I want to talk about some things that are happening because reading being a struggle since COVID.
Yes.
That Wisconsin Act 20 it's called Wisconsin Act 20, and it was introduced because of some reading issues, wasn't it?
Correct. So about 2 years ago, Act 20 came into play. It didn't actually become enforced until this last December. So what Act 20 does is the goal is to ensure that our young readers by 3rd grade are proficient in reading, so that when they take that third grade test, that we have proficiency.
And it was developed to definitely make sure that they are proficient, but you have many ways of studying the proficiency.
Correct.
That's what is hard to grasp.
Yes. So what we do is 3 times a year we're required to give a screen. We call it a screener. So that screener is used by everyone in the state, and it's been probably a good decade or more that we've had something in play that requires us to use a specific tool.
Okay.
So the kids take that 3 times a year, and then there's very specific protocol that we follow at that point. So if a student scores 25% or below, then they take a diagnostic. That drills it down even more to determine where their skill gap falls. If they still are at that 25 percentile or below, then what we do is they get what's called a personalized reading plan. And in that personalized reading plan, it is very detailed. Parents are included. They are made aware. They can have meetings with teachers if they want. And it's a 10-week plan. So it is detailed what is going to happen during those 10 weeks, how they're going to be monitored, and once a week they have a monitoring system that they check to see where the students are at. And then at that 10 weeks, hopefully we can see some great growth, especially in that area of need.
The whole idea of a personal reading plan where it now is made exactly for the student that needs the help. It's not for everybody now. Now
Right.
It's directed just for those students.
Right, so those students then will work with one of our reading specialists. More than likely, they will come out of the classroom and again, be working on their individual need and their skill gaps so that we know they're getting exactly what they need. It doesn't mean that they would be removed from what we call universal instruction. They're still in the classroom for all of the lessons. It's just they're pulled out at a specific time to get that extra attention that they need.
And it's important that the parents understand and you can plan that you will be kept informed
Absolutely.
by Plymouth School District from the very beginning to how it's going, how they're improving. All the different pieces come together, but the parents will be informed by Plymouth School District.
Right, we have a timeline. So in August, a letter will go out explaining the process and what happens throughout the year. Then there is a letter, an email that goes out prior to the testing happen. Then students will get home sent, their results are sent home. If they have a personalized reading plan, that is sent home as well. The state provides us with explanations on the data analysis. Not necessarily the most parent-friendly, or if you don't have, a really good understanding of statistics, probably not easy to understand. So I actually have a team of teachers this summer that are working on parent-friendly user guides to understand that information. So yes, they get approximately 6 or more times a year they'll be informed, and during conferences as well, so it's even more than that.
And so this is always to help those students from 4K to 3rd grade.
Yes.
And we are working on it. We've worked on it for a couple of years now. That is Wisconsin's Act 20 that Plymouth is working with.
Yes. And one thing we've done is, even though the state requires us through 3rd grade, we're continuing it through 6th grade.
Okay.
We just believe that it's a nice system because it gives that it's a personalized reading plan. It gives that personalization, and especially if a student is struggling, it gives us the ability to really document that and provide that conversation with parents.
Yep.
So.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with all of that.
Thanks.
As we get closer to this fall. Right now, yes, we're sort of in summer, but July 1st is when we start the funding and everything's pushing, and so it's going to be, that's when it gets so busy.
It is, and I mean, truly it hasn't stopped. I had meetings today
Yep.
with staff, working on different programs, and I mean, as you know, summer school's going on. We have teachers still working and teaching summer school, so it's fun, but yeah, July and August is when it really kicks in.
And it was great to see all the principals here.
Yeah,
They're all being part of what's happening for summer.
it is, and yeah. I mean, it's a team effort. If we want to have a successful school, we have to have everybody included and
Yep.
involved.
Well, I want to thank you for coming
Thanks.
on. We'll bring up some other items next time and
Sounds good.
talk a little longer, okay?
Sounds great.
All right, thank you again. I
Thanks.
should mention to everybody before we go here that the school board meetings are the third Tuesday of every month, starting at 5:30
5:30.
on right here in the high school amphitheater. So that's the third Tuesday, 5:30 in the amphitheater, always school board meetings. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
And I want to thank you for being here. Until next time, I'll be seeing you on the radio. Bye-bye.